This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we review the season finale of The Penguin on Max, plus trailer reactions for Mission Impossible 8, Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts, What If Season 3, and more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, November 11th, 2024.
This is Norm MacDonald, and you're listening to the, hang on, I got it here. It says, the Jock and Nerd Podcast, known for their series of gay erotica found on Amazon, No? That's not that? Oh. Well, I fucked that up, I guess.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. We're talking, we heard it. We funny, disturbing. We're talking, we heard it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
What's up, listener? Thank you for pressing play, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
And joining us, the former head of the Gotham crime families. He has one rule. Don't touch his chair.
Somebody touch my spaghetti!
He goes by Ruggs Calabresi. So, what's up, Ruggs?
Do not touch this fucking chair.
Let me tell you something. Somebody touch my chair. I'll
Touch my shit.
I'll kill each and every one of you.
Yeah,
Somebody
I'm coming
touch-
after everyone.
I know how that is. You have your things.
So that's an inside joke because before the show started, my chair was all fucked up and I couldn't do the show until I fixed it.
He was flustered. He was quite flustered. I get it. It was making me laugh, and I felt bad that I was laughing at your pain, Ruggs.
But I figured it out. I just had just one Google search away from figuring
That's it.
the problem. Yeah, I fixed it.
I get it. You got your things set. Don't touch him.
Hey, listen, I gotta have my creature comforts.
That's right. It's the only pleasure he derives from anything. Anyways, we got some fun trailers to talk about. We got the Penguin finale.
Penguin?
Penguin. Can't wait to talk about that. Let's get it started. The Jock and Nerd Podcast. There was a whole D23 in Brazil
Brazil.
presentation. Marvel put out a bunch of stuff. We're going to get to that.
That reminds me, every time someone says Brazil, it reminds me of Vin Diesel in Fast Five. He's confronting The Rock with all the cars around, The Rock's about to arrest him, and he goes, "This is Brazil," and puts his hands up.
Oh, yeah. He's got to show the city.
Yeah.
And pronounce it correctly. Brazil.
Brazil.
Before we get to those, we got to talk about this, the official teaser trailer for Mission Impossible 8.
Oh, shit.
Now, Mission Impossible 7 was called Dead Reckoning Part 1. And then later they dropped the Part 1. So not only do we have a trailer, we have an official title. It is called Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Oh.
This is the final one.
Is this, I don't know, is this the end of Ethan Hunt? Is that what it's alluding to? Possibly. Anthony,
Yes.
you get a look at this trailer. What'd you think? What do we see?
What do you expect? You saw a lot of running.
Oh my God, it's almost 2 minutes of Tom Cruise running in different
I should have passed him a
locations.
baton at some point.
He runs so much in this teaser.
It was in there so much that they got to be in on the joke. I mean, that's just
They
No, they totally-
They know this is what the people want to see. It's like you have to put him running.
yeah.
They should, whenever they make the next Flash movie, they should use this trailer as reference.
Yes,
There was more running in this.
there's more running
in a trailer.
Yes,
than all of the Flash
that's a
movie.
good point.
Yeah. Well, anyways, as far as my thoughts, first off, when I watched the trailer, I went, "Oh, it's not Dead Reckoning Part 2."
Correct.
Because they did change the title. But overall, I mean, it looked like they were setting up his last mission. Although I've read on Wikipedia that this isn't necessarily going to be his last movie. So kind of interesting. I forgot. I really liked Dead Reckoning Part 1, but I honestly forgot where it ended off. So
yeah,
I know it's like a cyber AI villain dude that he's dealing with, a guy that has control over the AI. But other than that, I don't really remember where that left off.
Remember at the end, the computer was in the submarine that was at the bottom of the ocean. So that
Yeah,
shows
don't
this
remember.
big submarine set piece, which looks amazing, where he's got to go. It was all about that submarine that got shot down and had the AI on it or something. The MacGuffin.
got it.
Yeah. It's in,
Well, the other thing I noticed is you always have to look in these trailers to see what stunts he's doing
yeah.
for real. And there was one where I think he's hanging out of a plane or some shit.
He is absolutely hanging off of that old timey prop
Right.
plane. I remember seeing shots of that when he was shooting it. I was like, oh shit, Tom. Don't
Yeah, so it looks good.
yeah, Ruggs.
I have no doubt that this movie is going to be a fun time at the theater.
Yeah.
I'm in on it. Tom Cruise has never let me down. It's always been, in the least, a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
So I'm there. You don't even have to sell me on it. Just the fact that it had all of that running. Every time that they ran, the music got even more intense, and it just made me more pumped up to see this movie. So.
I love all the locations. But yeah, remember you have Vanessa Kirby, Haley Atwell. I guess Isai Morales didn't die in the last movie? I can't even remember. The dude.
I don't even know who that is.
That was the dude he fought on the train, the old dude. Remember? It was like two old dudes fighting on the top of the train. Angela Bassett, you got the key that had to get put together, the two pieces from Dead Reckoning. No, this looks great. I'm excited for the set pieces. The submarine shit looks amazing. These two planes is going to be a highlight. I still love the bike jump into the parachute dive from that first movie. That was insane. And then this weird shot of him like underwater and someone is swimming down.
Someone, Haley Atwell.
Yeah, to kiss him, and he's like lying on ice at the bottom of the ocean.
It's got to be a dream.
Right. What the fuck is going on there? But God, he is booking. Like he ran and caught up with an airplane. That's how fast this motherfucker was. That's insane. Vanessa Kirby's action scenes this looks great. I can't wait.
He's 60 years old and still running at top speed.
Still running, still doing a lot of these stunts. He's always going to give us a spectacle.
How does his heart not explode? That's what
he
I
made
want.
a deal with somebody, the fucking devil.
Scientology.
He is absolutely hanging from that plane upside down. That's wild. It's great. Good for you.
Yeah,
Tom.
there's no way. I mean, he hasn't made a bad Mission Impossible movie in a long time. He hasn't even made a bad movie in a while. So,
and then the last,
he's about as sure a bet as there is when it comes. Like you throw Tom Cruise into a Mission Impossible movie, and you know what you're going to get, and it's going to be pretty entertaining.
In fact, like the last shot is him looking right at the audience, going, "I'm asking you to trust me one more time," and I'm like, "I'm there with you, buddy. I'm there, Tom." Now, here's the thing: I heard the budget of this movie is almost $400 million.
Oh, Jesus Christ! It looks like it is. I mean, it looks pretty expansive.
The last movie, though, kind of underperformed. I don't think it broke 400 million.
No, it had stiff competition. Barbenheimer.
It came out like the 2 weeks or the week before Barbenheimer, and then kind of got lost. This one's coming out May.
Is Mission
23rd.
Impossible the best action franchise
right now
of the 21st century?
I mean, it's up there. It has to go up against John Wick.
It doesn't really have a terrible movie. The second one people say is terrible, but I still think it's still a fun movie to watch. I know people hate it, but like it's John Woo, so I still enjoy it. It's got the least amount of action in it, I think, than these other ones, but I think that one's the weakest one. The first one's more of less of an action movie and more of a spy movie.
Yep.
I mean, it's one of these.
But they're all good. They're all good.
You don't really see this anymore. It's kind of like it's taken over James Bond position, a big blockbuster, broad movie with a big star. Like he's the only one doing this. I would say this and John Wick would be the two, but that's a whole different kind of action, of course.
Right. It just comes down to person. I mean, Fast Furious is also up there, but it's kind of trailed off.
That's fucking silly cartoon.
Well, James Bond is like now looking for a new James Bond. There's rumors Henry Cavill might be involved, or they were thinking about going with a female James Bond.
I mean, wait a minute. I know the one that's going to challenge it for sure, and it's not really of the genre. It has some elements though. It's got to be the Wolf Cop.
I mean, it's another Wolf Cop, but I'll tell you,
it's a Wolf Cop leans more horror, so I guess you'd give the slight edge to the Mission Impossible because it's more actiony. But other than that,
Wolf
I think it's
Cop
a pretty
has
close
more
race.
werewolf titties than these other movies, so it definitely gives it.
And not as much running. Wolf Cop doesn't really run a lot,
but you do see Wolf Dick prominent.
Yeah,
so, I mean that gives it points. I don't know, Tom Cruise running or Wolf Dick. I don't know what I choose. Combine those. Mission Impossible Wolf Cop would be amazing. I can't wait. May 23rd, 2025.
Hey, wow.
Yes.
When did the other Barbenheimer was 2023, right?
20? Yes. Yeah.
That's when this
summer.
okay.
So that's when Dead Reckoning came out.
Because this got delayed.
I think so. It just, I mean, the first, when he was making Dead Reckoning, he was in COVID. There was a bunch of shit happening. And I think there were more delays and maybe an injury or something. But he's like, fuck it. I broke my shoulder. I'll keep going.
But Dead Reckoning was good. It wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah, Dead Reckoning was very good.
I liked it a lot.
Nobody went to go see it.
Yes, unfortunately, it did not do well, but it's a great movie, and I'm excited to see the second half. I love they do these great pairing movies like Ghost Protocol into Rogue Nation. It was a great 1-2 part, and again, they're doing it here with this Dead Reckoning, Final Reckoning, making it seem like a final ending, but maybe also leaving a couple of threads open for a return. But I don't know if they kill Ethan Hunt. I think he's out of running. His shoes are worn out. Just let the guy rest. Listener, let us know what you think of Mission Impossible 8 teaser. Join this conversation. Join our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. Jock and Nerd. There is a link in the episode description. It is a closed group just for you to geek out. And there's spoiler threads and fun things always. Okay, now let's get to Brazil. D23. Marvel had a pretty good showing, put out a couple of trailers. Let's start with this one. We got an official trailer. Another one. We had one. It's the second one. Captain America, Brave New World. Nice long 2.5 minute trailer. Rugs, let's start with you this time. Given this new look at this movie with additional footage of the Red Hulk and kind of a little bit more of the story, how you feeling about this?
It looks good.
Right.
It looks good.
Yeah.
It doesn't look silly. It doesn't look jokey. It doesn't look like it's like a farce, like everything post Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's getting back to Marvel roots, kind of more like Iron Man 1-ish or in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And I like all that.
Yeah.
I like that. And I'm down for this.
Anthony, what do you think about this look at it's funny, Harrison Ford is the president in this, and when he was 40 he played the president in that other movie, and he's
Air Force One.
In Air Force One. Can we just make him the president for real? I think he's earned it.
Was he only 40?
I think he was. I think so. And now he's like 80.
He's not 40.
Maybe it's
2024. The Air Force One wasn't made in 84.
It was made in the 90s, so it would have been
1997.
Okay.
27 years ago.
Okay. How old is he?
But close enough.
Still.
He's like in his 80s right now.
It's just crazy he's playing president again at this almost 30 years later. Anyways, look, we get a look at the suit. What do you think, Anthony? Harrison Ford as Red Hulk.
Yeah, the Harrison Ford as Red Hulk is a choice, putting his face on the Red Hulk. I don't think it looks bad. I did have my friend Edsel mention that he didn't like the way it looked, so there's that. But otherwise, I'm with Ruggs. I think it looks pretty good. I think the only thing that holds it back from me going, this is going to be awesome, is the fact that we're just too inside baseball, and that we know that there were a lot of reshoots and a lot of troubles filming this, which doesn't always indicate that the movie's going to be good. But if I didn't know that, I'd be like, this looks awesome. Like, this looks like exactly what Ruggs said. The one thing that you do notice, though, that where it was reshot is Giancarlo Esposito.
Yes.
All his scenes are without anyone else.
Sidewinder scenes, it's just kind of him in the street shooting.
Right.
That's
you
interesting.
never really get to see him interacting with anyone. Yeah,
that is interesting.
I'll be curious to see if he actually filmed any scenes with any of the main actors, because all his scenes in the trailer are just him doing his own thing.
It's true.
The other thing I'm curious about is, like, who is the villain? Am I supposed to think Red Hulk is a villain? It's kind of a mystery, and maybe that's done on purpose, but that's another question I had watching the trailer.
Yeah. So look, considering the rumors of the reshoots and even rumors that it wasn't testing well and then they retested it and it still not testing well, I thought this was a really good trailer. Like, it's well cut. I love the audio they used. It seems like a political thriller. And like you said, it seems very serious. I think the leader is going to be interesting. He does allude to somebody's pulling the strings. You've been told to lie. So And then it appears that Red Hulk and Captain America have a little confrontation at the end. So he's supposed to be kind of like a Warhawk general anyways. So maybe he's not on the same page. But that's a good question. Who's the actual bad guy? I think the actual bad guy is the leader trying to get these people to fight. But you see Tiamat's hand. And I was like, this trailer is actually really looks pretty great. If hopefully we're not fooled by a good trailer. But with Marvel, when they're doing reshoots, I kind of trust them that it's going to be better, that they're doing them for the right reason. Other places, I'm not so sure. Other studios, it doesn't bode well. But I feel like here, they're doing it to get it right.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
I mean, I feel like they get a little bit more of a leeway. But seeing Harrison Ford actually transform into this Red Hulk is great. And the girl's like, oh, there's red ones now. I think he looks great. Again, I went back and forth, but
the only thing about the Marvel reshoots is that they do tend to pony up the dough.
Sure.
To do what they need to do in the reshoot. But other than that, I don't know if that means a good thing or a bad thing. I just think that, they usually pour money into those reshoots. So,
I mean, I like kind of way they split the screen in this thing with these panels. It can be a very like 70s thriller vibe or something. I don't know. It was working. Good trailer. We're going to have to wait till Valentine's Day next year. It's a great Valentine's Day movie. February 14th to see this. But the white suit looks kind of cool with the helmet. I don't know. This trailer got me geek boner. Definitely got me geek boner. Let's move on to the next thing they released. This one's great. It's like a over 3.5 minute special look at Thunderbolts Asterisk. That's also coming out May next year before Dead Reckoning, Mission Possible. Anthony.
Yes.
We got a couple of scenes. We got some jokes. We got some chemistry, some action. How you feeling about Thunderbolts after this? Did this do anything for you?
I liked the Thunderbolts when I first saw the trailer at San Diego Comic-Con, and then I saw the trailer that they released to the public, and now I'm seeing this. I think it looks pretty decent. I don't know that I'm over the moon about any of the characters in this, but it looks like a fun ensemble movie, and there's some comedy and also some mystery in here as well as you don't really know
who's the bad guy in this one.
Yeah, you don't really know. So it's more playing on just vibes and your feel for, do you enjoy some of the way these characters are interacting? Like, looks like to me they're highlighting Elena a lot, like Guardian and Bucky. Some of these other characters like Ghost and Taskmaster don't have as big a role. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks pretty solid. The only thing I noticed that is a little off-putting is all these characters, their suits are so grayed out that even if they have any color to their suits, they all look like they're wearing gray suits.
Even Red Guardian's thing, which is all red, is very dark and dirty. But yeah, U.S. Agent's suit is very dark. And his shield is all Winter Soldier and Yelena, they all kind of look alike. I love that opening road scene with the Bucky coming and blowing the car and then stopping the car with his arm and the hook. It's great. Rugs, Geek Boner, Floppy Jock, does this do anything for you?
I thought it was fun. It's okay. I feel like it might be a fun time. I don't know how Bucky stops the car with his arm and it doesn't rip right out of his
because it's his arm, dude. I'm gonna need you to get all the way off my back about that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Because it's a special vibranium arm. That's a good question.
Okay, yeah.
But you notice he punches the ground and the concrete kind of cracks. But what is it attached to? Should have been pulled right out, I guess. You notice how they're also not showing who's under the Taskmaster mask? They show us everybody else's face, even Ghost. I think it's going to be a different person.
Is she in the IMDb?
You know what? We can look it up. I think there are some interesting casts in the IMDb because
Olga Kurylenko would be the one, right?
Olga Kurylenko, who played her in that movie, correct? She is listed in here. Huh.
Okay.
But you also have Rachel Weisz in here, who was their Black Widow mom or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe it is her. I just thought it was interesting. We do learn Valentina has bought Avengers Tower. You're in that same bar, Tony Stark's bar. She owns it now. And some of the lines, I mean, this looks really fun. Like a comedy action, Suicide Squad type buddy film. I was actually this gave me
Geek boner.
a little more excited for this. Like the chemistry looks great, and some of the action looks great. And then I had somebody at work after watching this go, "Who's Bob?" And so I have to explain fucking Sentry and Bob to everyone.
That's the main bad guy is going to be Bob.
So is it going to be Bob and the Void, or who's the villain?
Bob, well, the Sentry, excuse me, or the Void is a very powerful villain in the comics. So
Perhaps it's Bob discovering this dark side inside him.
yeah, it's still tough to figure out what the plot really is, other than these guys got put together by Valentina for some reason. It'd be her own little personal Avengers, and then Bob's the wild card on the team. I don't know.
I love when she goes, "Who's the sad Santa or old Santa?" And the Red Guardian's like, "What kind of serum you got?" He goes, "I don't know, Hydra, regular." Speaking of which, Sam Wilson does not have super serum. And here you got like 5 super serum dudes. Why don't you give fucking Captain America some super serum? I don't understand.
He's all natty.
Yeah. No, I mean, that last shot in the end of that last trailer where the Red Hulk throws the car at him and he just does the flip and slice it in half is fucking cool. I was like, all right, that's pretty dope. Let's see what happens. More of that. This movie looks great, though, too. I was actually very happy with both these trailers. Okay, let's move on. Oh, also, I love Rugs. They use Possum Kingdom, Toadies.
That's right.
Great fucking 90s grunge song. It's like their only hit. They were like a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, they had a lot of good songs.
Make up your mind.
But it's like the song is inappropriate though for this movie. It's really like
I
mean,
will
it's
treat
about,
you well, my sweet angel.
Their whole album, this whole album that the Toadies made is about serial killers.
Oh, is that what Possum Kingdom is about? That's
so this one's song. Like it's about a guy who kills people and puts them in the river.
I'm not good. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you say that "make up your mind" line
Make
one more
up
time?
your mind.
Around the lake tonight.
Oh, it's such a good song. It's great. Just put on Toadie's Possum Kingdom. You'll be transported back to the 90s. Okay, let's move on to the last trailer I wanted to talk about. It is for the final season of Marvel's What If animated anthology show. This one releasing December 22nd with 1 episode per day for 8 days, I think, similar to what they did last year. So this will be good Christmas time watching. Ruggs, go back to you. Do you like the What If show? And does this look interesting?
The What If show has been gone for like how many years now?
They had 2 seasons. This is the 3rd and final season.
Yeah, but how many years? When did they start this shit?
Maybe like 2020. I don't know. Hold on.
2018, 2019, something like that.
2021.
21. Yeah.
That was the first. That was the first one.
Yep. That's when it started. And yep.
Wow. Because it feels really dated. That's what I'm trying to say.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Especially after watching. I just watched Arcane season 2.
Oh, that's out now. I gotta watch that.
It's only half the season. It's only half.
Oh, okay.
But that animation just fucking puts this to shame.
Yeah.
It is like, wow. It's like after watching that, I was like, wow, the animation is so much of a step
of
back.
money on Arcane though. So,
but so the animation's not as great, and so I kind of was down on that a little bit. But I did like that they formed Voltron.
Yeah, you got like an Avengers Gundam Voltron.
Yeah,
he goes Avenger assemble, and he goes, "I'll form the head." That's not what he says.
Yeah, that's right out of Voltron. Yeah.
That looks cool. I'm down.
I thought that was fine.
Yeah.
So this is like the last What If.
Correct. So you got to expect they're going to tie up the storylines from the Agent Carter stuff and the other, like you see multiple Watchers there, and the whole multiverse team. And Anthony, what'd you think?
Yes.
We see at the end fucking Storm, another version of animated Storm. One exists as X-Men 97, but if this is MCU adjacent, is this the Storm?
Why does she have Mjolnir?
I don't know. It's like Storm because it's What If. But
she's a thunder goddess.
But they've never had a mutant in these What Ifs, I don't think yet. And
yeah, that was a nice surprise. Seeing the Storm, as you like to
the storms
phrase characters. Yeah, no, I think I don't disagree with what Rugg said. I've always kind of enjoyed What If. So I've always liked not all of them. Some of the stories are better than others, and that's just what you're going to get with What If. But I like that they do a through line throughout, and then have all the characters unite at the end.
Yeah.
So, would have never hurt nobody.
No,
So,
it's harmless. I do love this show.
harmless show.
I love the different takes on the characters. I wish they'd push it more, but I get what they're doing. But in this one, you see Dormammu, you get a little bit of Moon Knight, you hear Anthony Mackie, and you got the Guardian Winter Soldier stuff looks fun. Kahori also, that new character from last season is
Kahori.
She was great. That episode was fantastic. I really love that Kahori episode. You see Arishem, the judge from Eternals. So lots going on. Multiple watchers saying this is the end of you guys. Should be a good time for the.
Are they going to end the What If and hopefully do something better?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if they bring any of those people.
They should just hire all the Arcane animators and then
do a real show.
Make a real show.
Yeah, I don't
even think you need movies after you do it like that. Because that's so cinematic.
Yeah.
It is great.
It's good. I got to check it out. Okay, one last story for the news, and this one is for our listener that may or may not have children. Then maybe these children are fans of one musical, Wicked, that is coming out as a major motion picture next weekend.
God.
And maybe the kids at the toy store or at the Target see the Wicked figures, and they want to buy these Wicked toys. Do not buy them the Wicked toys.
Oh, shit.
What are you saying right now? What's going on?
There's a typo on the back of the packaging of these Wicked toys from Mattel. Mattel had to issue an apology. The typo is about their website. On the back of the packaging, it says visit www.wicked.com. The actual website of the movie is supposed to be wickedmovie.com. Guess what wicked.com is?
Oh.
It's porn.
Absolutely. Of course it is. It's not only porn, it's a company that does parody porn movies, and they are getting a lot of traffic right now. Let's just say maybe from some confused children. But I thought I saw somebody mention this on a reel, and I was like, what? This is not real, but apparently it is real. It's wicked.com. Don't Google it right now.
I'm doing it right now.
I've worked on packaging for things. I don't know how somebody fucked this up. Somebody needed to proofread this shit. So I just wanted to warn parents if they come home, if the kids come home.
Warn. You just literally, anyone that's listening to the show is going to look that up now. Warn.
I'm hoping they're they've also said they've had a traffic boost. So they're getting, on the plus side, wicked.com getting some free advertising at the moment. I just think it's hilarious. Somebody had to get fired.
All right. Well, at least you don't land on pornography.
Oh, okay.
You land in this is a porno website, exit here, enter.
Okay.
Now, if you hit the enter button, then you can see, the first thing that you see is...
Yes.
Well, you know what? You don't see anything really that bad until you start scrolling down the page. And even then, they're not naked yet.
What are some of the titles of these things? You seen the titles?
There's a Stormy Daniels.
Okay.
Stormy trumps all.
Okay.
And then there's a Reckless. It looks like Fast and the Furious. Blast from the Past looks like a Terminator.
Yeah,
or something.
all these parody porn.
Fantasia.
I'm sure they're going to do a Wicked parody, so they just got to get that up there.
They got Sunny Goldmelons.
That's a great title.
Then you got the typical.
Apparently, there's one called Captain Marvel XXX and Axel Braun parody. So you get the gist.
Yeah, you know what? It could be worse. If you want to check this out, it doesn't look that bad. Right. I mean, this is available in all the Targets and Walmarts, just sitting there on the shelf for people to be like, "Oh, what's this website?" It's fantastic. I love that. I feel bad for the guy who got fired, but it's hilarious. Yeah, I don't think any kid should be going on this.
No, probably not.
I mean, it's not it could be worse though. That's all I'm saying. It just could be.
Check those
worse.
Wicked toys when you get them home. That's all I'm saying.
There is a blocker thing. If you're 18, you have, but I don't know if a dumb kid's gonna know what to do.
Oh, you just click the button and it lets you in. Anyways,
that's funny though. I read that. I thought that was funny.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good typo. We're going to take a break here while we Google wicked.com and play some promos and come back and talk about the finale of The Penguin right after this.
Penguin.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
We'll get you back to your regularly scheduled podcast in just a minute. But we wanted to introduce ourselves. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff. And I'm Blake on this highly produced advertisement.
That's right. It's the History of Bad Ideas, a.k.a. Hobie. You can find us on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast and on Facebook at The History of Bad Ideas. But if you like a podcast roundtable with 3 to 5 guests, usually every week, depending on sick leave, talking about all things geek, including movies, TV.
I ain't getting paid for this shit.
Blake bitching about something and ranting, and comic books and anything else that we can think of. We have a top 5 list every week, along with a box office news, and somehow we have listeners, so they send us some feedback we answer every week. You can find us on iTunes,
Stitcher,
Facebook,
Spotify,
and any good podcast app, because if you can't find us on that podcast app, it's not a good podcast app.
Damn straight. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
What's up, Jock and Nerd Nation? This is Logan at Mostly Superheroes, a podcast that was partly inspired by the Jock and Nerd podcast. We talk about a lot of the same stuff, MCU, DC heavy, with other content that comes out of HBO Max, Amazon Prime, Netflix, and more. We're committing to doing something new every day in 2021, so come join the fun, check out the schedule. Find us at mostlysuperheroes.com and enjoy the rest of the show.
Listener, if you enjoy the show, this is a great time to sign on to our Patreon fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Jock and Nerd. And you can give back on a monthly or annual basis. This week, gotta say thank you and a welcome back to Patreon member Dirk.
Oh, that's 2 weeks in a row, Imran.
Dirk, I think, returned after a year. He stepped away a year ago. I don't know how it is. Sometimes, you gotta turn it off, and money being what it is. But he returned. I think this is Dirk Wood from Instagram. So we can't thank you enough. Welcome back, Dirk. Yes, 2 weeks. Let's keep the streak going. I need someone to sign up this week so we can have 3 weeks in a row.
Wow.
Dirk and everybody is enjoying stuff like access to an exclusive podcast feed where the shows come out early. There's bonus content, little movie reviews, post-shows, instant reactions, and you can join us on our monthly Discord hangout. This month's hangout is this week, you fuckers. You going to be there Thursday, November 14th?
I should be.
I will
Sure.
not be there.
Great and great.
But I'll be there, Imran.
I stick it up my asshole.
I know, but that's what happens. Good. Ruggs, we missed you last time. And Anthony, whatever.
I was there.
You were there last time, actually. Ruggs,
Yeah.
Ruggs missed all the fun Wes Cranford convo from Australia. Showed up.
I did. When I'm not there, then all Wes Cranford shows up,
Yes,
and
great.
Anthony shows up, and
That's true. You were, yes.
That was on purpose. That's correct.
The point is, you never know what's going to happen at one of these. So, if you are if you're on Patreon and you're at that tier, get a Discord handle, send it over to me. I give you permissions. You jump right in. Lots of fun. Other fun things on our Patreon, jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Check it out. Okay, let's get to
Make up your mind.
make up your mind. Do you want to die? Oh, come on. Possum Kingdom Toadies. I just exposed Anthony to some 90s grunge. It's very cathartic.
It's great.
We're going to be discussing the Penguin finale on Max. Final episode. Here's your spoilers.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
What a fucking ride this show has been. Anthony, catch us up. Recap. How you want to do this? What happens this final episode 8?
Oh, episode 8. This is the season finale, as I would like
Oh my
to say.
god, it's catching. I love it.
Well, he's
Yeah.
trolling you.
It's all right. He's still doing it.
Oh,
I'm
what?
happy.
What are you talking about? I'm doing this
It's
seriously.
absolutely sincere.
The Penguin in this episode has had his drug layer blown up, and that was done by the Gigante, Miss Sophia Gigante, and she has now captured the Penguin along with her mom, his mom. Excuse me.
Francis.
They have a very awkward group therapy session, and part of this episode is Penguin coming to grips with what his mom knows about his involvement in the brother's death, and also his mom getting off her chest how she's felt about him this entire time. Along with that, we have the rest of Gotham hunting Penguin throughout this episode, and there being a rebellion caused by Victor against the status quo of Gotham. And this all leads to a final showdown between Sophia and Penguin, and then we get an ending that I'll just say, I mean, we'll get into it in here in a bit, but I didn't see it coming. I did not see what we had at the end coming, so
I might get emotional when we talk about that part because because it was crazy. Okay, yes, but let's. This episode was quite amazing. I want to just talk about, break down the beats. The first half, we are witness to Dr. Julian doing a little regression therapy on Frances, which brings old Frances into her memories, some of which we've seen, some are new. It's fantastic. And we learn that Frances knew the whole time. She suspected. She found the flashlight that Oz let his brothers die. And she asked, and Rex Calabresi is there. And she asked him what to do. And he's like, well, I could take him under my wing, kid like that. Or you can let him go. And she's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And he means exactly that. And then she asked him to take Oz out, take care of Oz. In fact, it was supposed to happen that night at the club. That scene we already seen. Holy shit. Well,
and that scene from Oz's perspective was almost, in his mind, he thought it was her embracing him. Yes. And it was like this moment in his life where he was going to make this promise to her. But it was really actually her wanting to kill him in that night.
Get rid of him. And the juxtaposition of when that kid turns around is just smiling, just happy to be with the mom. And her face like, this is a fuck. She goes, I have the devil in my house.
Well, because he says to her, I know you miss him.
And yes. Oh, my God. And he convinces her to call Rex off, essentially, by just going, I'm going to take care of you, Ma. I'm going to get everything you need. Don't worry. Don't give up on me.
Well, Rex said at one point that he could do really well.
Yes.
A guy like that. Yes. A guy with no scruples.
Yes. And I could take him under my wing. And
so she kind of heard that and is like, you know what? I could either off this kid and then be in squalor, or I could stick with this kid and maybe get. She never really lived to see him really be successful.
Well,
no, that's part of the.
And it also, it begs the question, did she create the monster? Was he always a monster? But did her enabling it and staying quiet also help create this monster? You know, because he is a monster, which we will get to. So, yes, all this comes out in this crazy group therapy session.
She's grown up. I mean, she's grown up. She's gone the rest of his life hating him, really.
Deirdre O'Connell in this, first of all, the three of these people should all get Emmy nominations. Deirdre O'Connell playing Frances. Unfucking believable. The range in the talent.
It's a great scene.
It's so good because he was going to let them cut her finger off.
Right.
All Sophia wanted him was to tell her mom the truth. And I was like, this whole scene, I was kind
That's
of.
What she wanted too.
Yes.
The mom.
Yes. The mom wanted to hear it. And Sophia's just sitting back watching. And I was kind of rooting for Sophia to really fuck up Oz's world with this because what a piece of shit. And then she just blurts out, I hate you. I knew the whole time, and fucking breaks a glass bottle and shakes him in the gut. I was like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
Fucking Frances. What a scene. Like it was so tense and it was so good. And I'm not
even
sure.
To that point though, he was not willing to admit it. He was
piece of
got
shit.
You messed up. Yeah, it's your disease, Ma.
She's like, fuck you. Yeah. She goes, it's your disease. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I love the look on Sophia's face. She's just sitting back. She's like, I'm going to see how this plays out. This could destroy both of them. And, you know, her mom almost took care of Oz for him. Things were going really well. And then she sees Jack and Benny all wet and collapses. And then kind of conveniently, he fucking escapes from being tied to a chair. And there's like 4 gunmen around. And he's carrying the mom and gets away. I was like, okay, It's a little convenient.
He's fast, man. Penguins move when they need to get going.
With that
Ever seen
fucking
a penguin on the ice?
that fucking leg brace and a human adult on his shoulder, he manages to shoot 3 dudes and get the fuck out of there. Really?
What I really liked about how this all played out was like I could not predict it. Like we were sitting here last week trying to figure out what was going to happen. We were not even close.
Not even close.
All this,
And you got to hand it to the show. That show really knows how to go in another direction, but still be satisfying.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I completely agree. It went in another direction, but it went in a direction where you went, "Oh fuck, that is kind of logical." Like it wasn't like a swerve for the sake of being a swerve.
No, everything they do always kind of makes sense.
I do like wonder why they don't just kill people like when they have.
That's
them,
what I thought. I was like, Sophia, you can pop the bomb and Penguin right there. Problem solved. It's overdone.
Well, I mean that is logical. The only way I can defend that though is once she found out how much her mom and how fucked up things were, I think she really wanted to twist the knife into Oz and be like, have his mom basically admit to him that she hates him because his mom was his entire world.
Because he's got away with it his whole life.
Not only
and also like his whole motivation throughout his entire life, let alone the show, is to please his mom.
He's deluded himself into thinking that she has no idea.
Right.
To learn that she knew the whole time, she almost had Rex take him out, and that she hates him. That is devastating. And you think it would break him, and it really doesn't, because he is a fucking psychopath.
Well, it kind of breaks. But we'll talk about
it. Does a little bit.
It does break him because we'll talk about
and
that.
And then we get to so he gets the mom to the hospital. He stitches himself up in a room. Nobody's there, but he calls Vic. We get a little scene with Vic trying to get the gangs to help Penguin, and they all kind of turn on him, except for Link. Link kind of stops, and Vic starts mouthing off to them, and he's about to get fucking killed. And Link, one of the Triad dudes, kind of stops him, and he goes, "Look, you better shut your mouth. You can catch a bullet."
Punches him in the stomach and then tells him a message.
Yes. So it's very interesting that comes back to play later. So they all fuck off, and Vic goes to the hospital, and the way they built this whole thing leading up to what happens to Vic, so brilliant, because now you have Vic giving Oz a pep talk when Oz is at his lowest. And he's like, remember all the shit we did? Look at all the people we helped. He's like, get the fuck up and be you. And I was like, oh shit. And he goes, Link believes in you. So he puts in his head that there are some of the under members of these gangs that are with Penguin after that awesome monologue.
Well, it's like the new old guard.
Yeah.
Like the new wave against the old guard.
Yeah. Against all the older heads and leaders. And then you see Oz visit the councilman, the guy who he threatened to get the power turned back on. And this is kind of a brilliant move also. He gives the councilman some good PR, some good info that he could take to the public, that Sophia blew up Salvatore Moroni's drug lab. And he doesn't tell him the truth, but he essentially tells him the truth. He's like, you're going to find our drug, you're going to find Sal's body. And that's all true. And that's all they're going to find. And then I thought it was interesting. He's like, all I want is to hang out here a little bit more. I want some friends. I want to be involved in the government. But brilliant move. I thought that was a brilliant move.
Yeah.
Then we get the scene where Sophia calls all those gang leaders that just ran away from Vic, and she goes, I don't want this anymore. I will give it to whoever gets Oz for me, brings me Oz's head. You can have control of Gotham. I guess that's one final desperate move. And then you have Link warning Vic. And it's interesting how this plays out, because you're not sure if he's actually getting captured or they got something planned. There is a hint of that.
Yeah, you don't know who's in on the plan, if everyone's like, if it's a double cross, who's getting double crossed. Yeah.
Because then I was like, oh, what's going on? Link has warned Vic, but then Zhao is there and they're going to take Oz and deliver him to Sophia at the airport. I was like, the fuck's going on here? And it is.
You don't know if Zhao's in on it or not.
Yes. And this is another great scene. It is a double cross as the younger Triad members just shoot Zhao and the other guys in their head. And now the tables have turned. And now Penguin has Sophia and takes her for a drive, just like that.
Well, all the young heads took.
You see across all the other gangs that you met, everyone kind of simultaneously take out the leaders, and the new generation step up. And then we get the draw. A lot of this is very Sopranos too, what they do in these things here. I saw a lot of Sopranos callbacks. So Oz takes Sophia for a drive. They have kind of a nice conversation. He takes her out by the river. She's stalling. He has her turn around, gun to the head. And I was like, holy shit, is he going to do it? I love the way they shot this just on her face. And then you just see a bright light and Oz is gone and the cops are there. And this
shot well, but also like, how the hell did he get out of there without her notice?
Very quick.
Waddled out of there.
Yeah, very quick. And the cops roll up and arrest her. And essentially for her, I think she was welcoming the bullet to the head. And
yeah, she would have rather die than have to go. Like, that's the ultimate punishment, is to send her, to have Oz send her back to Arkham when he was responsible for that in the first place.
Yeah. Yup. This is worse than death for her. And I was like, God damn, Oswald. So that was kind of a great move. And then you get that little scene where Dr. Julian delivers a letter to Sophia from her half-sister, Selena Kyle.
Geek boner.
Of course. Selena Kyle, we learned in the first Batman, our father's Carmine.
What do you think she has anything to say?
Carmine Falcone. I don't know.
She hates the Penguin too?
She might. They could team up. Sophia is not. She's still around. Maybe this picks up in the movie, but
I thought that Selena left Gotham.
She did, but you can mail a letter from anywhere, Ruggs. That's how the mail works. A physical person will take the said letter and walk it over to another person, who will then hand it to the person, who will then hand it to another person that it belongs to.
Oh, why don't they just email?
I don't know. Seems like a lot of work.
So maybe she doesn't have a login at Arkham.
Sometimes they got to take a horse. Sometimes they got to put it on trucks. It seems very inefficient.
Remember they used to tie it to a raven.
Yeah, you have pigeon messages. It just seems that you got to lick a little square thing and put it on the outside. It makes no sense. I don't know why you have mail. Anyway, so nice little tie into the Batman universe. And then Oz learns Francis has had a stroke in the hospital and she is in a vegetative state. And he is, of course, broken up. He's crying. Vic's there.
Well, then he was going to her to say he's basically done it. He's conquered Gotham.
I know. And it is like, this guy's a piece of shit, but I felt bad because he's like, look what I did, Ma. He's spouting out bullshit. I told him I won. I did it. And she can't even enjoy it. And Vic's trying to console
Would she really enjoy it? She fucking knows that her son's a piece of shit.
I mean, but the whole time she's like, "You're my beautiful boy. You could do it. I'm proud of you, Oswald." I don't know.
I think she would have begrudgingly took the penthouse view, the deluxe apartment in the sky, but not in the state that she's in.
But in the vegetative stroke state, and I mean, and she had the stroke after that whole emotional outburst, so that makes sense. And then the scene that made me fucking ill, a scene ripped right out of The Sopranos when fucking Tony Soprano kills Ralph Cifaretto out of nowhere. Vic and Oz are just sitting there. They're enjoying a drink. And Vic is like, we're family, Oz. I'd do anything for you. And Oz just goes, I know you saw me at my weakest. You saw me at my most vulnerable. And then he's like, I can't have that around.
But he never tells him that he did kill his brother.
No, he doesn't come clean to Vic. He tells he keeps the lie going with Vic, yes, and a couple other people. In fact, Sophia thought Oz's mom was dead the whole time. He's got so many lies and shit out that I couldn't even keep track of it. So he doesn't come clean to Vic, and he fucking strangles Vic, and I was yelling at the fucking television.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all.
Holy shit.
Now, the reason for that, because he's makes him vulnerable,
yes,
like
the weakness,
like his mother like got him into hot water.
Absolutely. If he not only does Vic seen him at his most vulnerable, Oz I think actually cares for Vic, and that is a vulnerability. That is a weakness that can be exploited. He can't have that shit.
Well, because he just learned with having his mother that it got exploited on him. So
yes,
but like I don't get that at all, because if he could just kill him with his bare hands, what does he care? He'll just let him live. Like if they have to take him out, they take him out. You know.
Well, I think it hurts him more if someone else were to do it. In his deluded mind, if I get rid of him, while it's painful, it saves me pain later because someone's going to capture him.
I would have shot him in the head, because he has now, like he has the whole really like 30 seconds of him knowing that this guy that he is supposed to be his friend is killing him.
I mean, we're Ruggs. You're trying to apply logic to a character that clearly from this series is not the most stable of mind.
Yes,
I know, but I just don't think that for me, if I was going to write it, I would be like, he doesn't want. He loves this kid. He has to kill him.
It's a crime of passion.
He's not going to strangle him and look into his eyes as he kills him.
I don't know. It is a crime of passion, and oftentimes that is intimate. And he's a fucking psychopath. That look on his face afterwards.
It's written that way, so because it actually is. It hurts even worse for the audience because you're like, just fucking let him go. Like, because he's like trying to talk to him, like, Oz, please. And
yeah, maybe it's more dramatic for the audience.
Oh my God. When Vic was like, please don't do this, I was like, Oz, you motherfucker. I didn't know who to root for. And there were times where I wanted Sophia to fucking fuck Oz's life up. And there are times I'm rooting for Oz. But this fucking hurt. This. I was like, I hate this fucking character so much.
When that happens. Because the whole show, even like the kid, him killing his brothers was pretty rough, but you can maybe like justify it by going, well, he was a kid.
Yeah.
But when he kills Vic, this is the point on the show where you go, you can't actually root for, like, he's not a good guy.
So
like, you can't ever really.
He's irredeemable.
He's irredeemable, and actually Sophia, although portrayed as the villain, was probably better.
Yeah, she was almost the good guy. I mean, Vic did everything right. All the shit he did for him. It's so sad thinking about where he came from, the first meeting, how
he ditches his girlfriend for this.
Oh my God. He lost his family, and for him to go, we're family, Oz. I was like, oh fuck. I did not see that coming.
No, I didn't see that
fucking
coming.
shook me. And then we are given a little epilogue. Jumps ahead into the future, I guess. Oz has a purple Rolls Royce. He is decked out in kind of a penguin tuxedo. He's carrying a top hat. He lives in a nice penthouse. He has his mother, who is still in a vegetative state in a hospital bed. He has given her the view he promised. And he has Eve. And he's made Eve wear the same dress his mom dresses and talk to him like his mom. And they're dancing. Oh my God. Yes. And she knows. So she's clearly okay with this. I don't know if he knows that she's the one that gave him up to Sophia Falcone, but he's like, tell me you love me. He calls her Ma. She goes, I'm so proud of you. She goes, nothing can stop you now. Pan outside, cue bat signal.
Oh shit.
In the sky.
Well,
in the show.
There's a lot to unpack there in that scene. Yeah. First of all, I mean, it's a fucked up scene.
Yeah.
But one of the things that you notice here is, first off, and we all got this wrong. We thought he would kill her, but because of the fact that I think he was so hurt by her by the end, he does the most cruel thing he can to her. He keeps her alive in a vegetative state and has her look out the window in a vegetative state, and she cries because she can't do anything about it.
So you think? Okay, so that's what
it's 100%. That I definitely think he's doing it on purpose to fuck her now.
Is he I thought
he's doing it maliciously.
So the other way to think about it is
because remember he promised her to kill her.
Yes. When he should have taken her out, pulled the plug, he doesn't do it.
He doesn't do it. Instead, he tortures her by having her.
I think after she stabbed him, he changed his mind.
Or I thought it was selfish that he doesn't want to let her go, but it could also be torture
because he's now deluded himself. I think the way I read it, the way it is because he has his mom there. He's not selfishly keeping her alive. Sort of, he is, but he has Eve playing his mom now.
Yeah.
So he's deluded himself into getting the joy of his mom loving him by having Eve do it.
Yeah, he gets
and
that.
He's torturing his actual mom by not pulling the plug on her and having her sit there in a vegetative state, just looking out a window.
Oh my God. Yeah. I was like, maybe he thinks she can get better, but the one thing he promised her, he pussies out on and doesn't do it.
It's not that he's pussing out, I don't think. He's
doing it on purpose. Yeah. He's a psychopath.
She hurt him by saying that she hates him.
So after that whole thing, right?
He needs to, just real quick. He needs to pay this Eve, to tell him the things that his mom can't say to him anymore. Because he needs to still delude himself into believing his mom loves him.
And she needs to do it because she's afraid of getting killed.
Oh yeah,
100%. Yeah, I mean, I did not predict any of this.
I know. It's fucking dark. I wasn't sure. Now, Oswald Cobblepot seems to be in charge and be a high roller in the crime world and maybe even politics.
When he was always the character that it wasn't the psycho one of the villains, and
right?
Man, they made him real fucking
but
psycho.
Like, look where he is now, based compared to the end of Batman. Like, this is a whole character arc, and we'll talk about what happens. But I think it's going to have to be addressed in the next movie because he is in a different place now.
I think if you look at the Rogues Gallery, the Joker, he can never pretend to be a regular person.
Right.
Two-Face can never pretend to be a regular person. The Riddler is fucking far gone.
Scarecrow, maybe
Scarecrow and maybe Penguin could kind of pretend to be a regular person where people would associate with him.
Yeah.
But they don't know how dark he is because he lies a lot. So he's constantly lying and he's constantly like trying to create this aura around him that he's not such a bad guy. So I think that's why he does fit in with the other like maniacs, but he's on a different level.
But put him in between the crime families also works really well. Like it's makes a lot of sense because he's a nightclub owner. Like he's gonna try to go legit businessman, maybe. That was something.
I feel like Gotham did pay the way for this show.
Oh, with the other Gotham, the Fox one?
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, this could have been like a GCPD. I know they thought about that. Here's the other thing I realized watching this whole thing is like they could do something in here that they can't do in the Batman movies, and this is even better than it's just the R-ratedness, the swearing, the violence. I wish Matt Reeves had the balls to make an R-rated Batman movie because this tone should continue right into the Batman, but it really can't.
It doesn't feel out of place, though. I mean, if you watch the Batman, it's not. While they're not swearing, it does have a similar vibe.
It does.
I mean,
it does.
You're talking about. I mean, there's a scene where you can hear a girl getting fucking strangled on the phone.
That's true.
In the Batman.
Yeah. It does have that same edgy thing, but like, man, him just every time he said "fuck" it was glorious. He's so good at that. But like, for him to be able to emote all this shit through the makeup too is just an amazing performance. Him, Milioti, Deirdre O'Connell, they should all get Emmy nominations. Maybe even the guy who played Vic, he was good. But those three,
are
outstanding. And I'm happy Sophia did not die because I do want to see more of her.
I thought for sure she was going to get it.
Yeah, right there. I mean, I was like, he had the gun right there. I was like, are we going to see it? Is he going to do it?
Yeah, the show. I watched the post and the post is analysis on HBO, and they hit it right on the head. Given that they wrote it, so that would make sense. But the show is ultimately a tragedy, and I did not expect it to play out like a tragedy. I thought it'd be more of a triumph of Penguin, but he does triumph. But geez, I mean,
he wins, but at what cost? Right? He even says it. This doesn't feel like a win. Like he got what he wanted.
He wins, yeah, but I mean, it's at the cost of lives. It's at the cost of even like my viewing experience, where you go, "Fuck! Why the fuck was I rooting for that guy?"
I know, and the way they make you like root for him and not root for him, and then, man, that's it. But again, a lot of Soprano shit in here. Like there's multiple deaths in the Sopranos where you meet a character, you hang out with them, and then they just fucking kill him. And it happened a lot. There's a little Game of Thrones too, but that one scene alone got me so agitated that I was like, this fucking show is quite a
kills Vic.
Yes.
Yeah. That was fucked up.
That was messed up.
That was messed up. Did not see that coming.
All right. Well, I have a couple of news bits about the future of what may happen from here, but let's final thoughts, rate this show, the whole season. Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hell of a show. It was appointment viewing. You know, one of the first shows in a little bit here, ever since probably House of Dragon or maybe some other shows I can't think the name of right now, where I literally was like, I had to, like HBO stuff. It fit right into the HBO prestige, where once you get into it, it becomes, hey, I got to catch this on Sunday or I'm going to be missing out. So it was really good stuff. It's nice to see comic book characters treated that way. And, you know, what else is there to say about not only the plot, the twists and turns, but the acting? Colin Farrell, I mean, just magnetic in that role. So, yeah, I really liked it a lot. Batman's always been one of my favorite characters to just sort of dive into a rogues gallery villain was awesome. I don't know. I can't go 10, but 9.5.
Yeah.
9, somewhere around there.
Yeah. All right.
Great.
Yeah. Rugs, final thoughts?
I'm still debating on what to give it because it does have the thing where it's a Batman show without Batman in it.
Yes. It's a bad signal.
Yeah, but that's really weak. But so that does bother me.
I'd like the handoff to the kind of the movie. It's like they're handing it off back to Matt Reeves.
It just doesn't. It just doesn't seem like they could have. I've been saying this every time we talk about it. They could have figured out intelligent ways to make Batman's presence feel like it's there, even though you don't have Batman. Like on a news report, in a paper, a casual conversation here and there. You could have kind of make his presence known. With that said, there is a lot of times where someone could just shoot somebody and everything could be over with, and then it never happens.
Yeah.
And so there's that convention too that which keeps it still tropey of like other shows. But overall, it does remind me a lot of Sopranos, and it does Tulsa King and Breaking Bad. Yeah. They're all like shows of this ilk where there's always a guy that has to be resourceful and get out of the situation. Only in this particular one, he's a real scumbag. Walter White was like forgivable. Saul Goodman was forgivable in a lot of ways. And even Dwight and Tulsa King is somewhat redeemable, but this guy is beyond redemption. And even Tony Soprano maybe was one step above this guy, even though it's very close.
It's very close. He's got a lot of bodies under his name.
Tony is a big piece of shit too. But like, I feel like that he at least cared about his family, I guess.
Yeah.
So he had that. He was not going to kill somebody because they were related to him. Yeah. Maybe he would. Who knows? I think maybe he has. I'm going to give it a 9.
All right.
A 9. It's good. It's you got to watch it. It's you're missing out if you don't watch it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's same fucking phenomenal show, amazing performances. What a take on the Penguin, a grounded take. I'll absolutely give this a 9.5. Prestige HBO quality, just fucking great.
Make up your mind.
Around your mind. No, look, I can even see like Sophia could have killed them at that point, but she said she wanted the Penguin to suffer. That's what she wanted. And I think she got it. So I hope we see more of her, but fucking A, if the rest of these DC Max shows are going to be this level, I can't wait. But I think Matt Reeves had a lot to do with this. So talking about what's happening in the future, Colin Farrell has said he has signed up for 3 Batman movies. He does say he has 5 or 6 scenes in Batman 2. So this will be brought back up because now all the crime families are gone and it's fucking Oz. Oz Cobb is running the thing. That's gonna change the power. Now, there was another rumor earlier that they were thinking of doing a Joker TV show with Barry Keoghan Joker that we saw in the Batman, in between Batman 2 and 3, similar to this show. But what's interesting is James Gunn, not Matt Reeves, James Gunn has come out and said that that's not true, which I think it's weird that it's James Gunn saying it and not Matt Reeves when this is like mostly Matt Reeves thing. But let me ask you this. I don't know if I'd want to see a Joker show like this. Because we don't really know that Joker.
That Joker seems wrong.
Like, at least we got a little bit of this Penguin in the movie, enough to establish a character. We barely got anything of that Joker, like 30 seconds in the end.
You got it, but it wasn't a run released. I mean, not official. I don't know.
Oh, there was like an extended scene with him in there. That's what, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
Really? You didn't like it?
No.
Would you do Joker, or who else could you do? Like, I wonder if there was talks of a Catwoman show with, what's her name, Zoe Kravitz? I don't know.
They shouldn't do a Joker series. No.
I'll be happy with the Penguin season 2.
The Joker's better in small doses. Yeah. And I think that the Joker is, you got to get it right. I think that Barry Keoghan thing was no good. It was like, it felt like it was a stupider version than the Gotham Joker that they had.
Oh yeah, that was Cameron Moynihan.
Yeah, it felt like it was like a step below that even.
I wonder after this Joker 2 movie, people just want another Joker right away, just so they can forget.
No, you don't want it. I think that they don't know what Joker is anymore. Like they did it once, and then the guy died. Now you can't do it anymore. But
well, the next Batman movie was rumored to be the Hush storyline, right?
That's what. Yeah, I saw that in some places also. But they kind of did that already with the Riddler a little bit, ish.
Somewhat, yeah,
you know?
yeah, kind of. We'll see. I mean, I am all in on Matt Reeves' Batman universe. So right now, I think he can do no wrong, and I'm in on whatever he decides.
Yeah, we'll see if he's like going to do Court of Owls, if the Joker is involved in the second movie. Penguin definitely needs to be in this movie, but who is, I don't know who you could do.
Who's the villain?
Mr. Freeze, would that work? It's got to be somebody grounded.
Yeah, it's got to be grounded.
It's got to be Clayface.
No, see, Clayface would be very strange. Yeah, all those weird supernatural villains. Like, I could see a Scarecrow. I don't know who they're going to pick.
You can do Poison Ivy.
You might could do Poison Ivy.
The only thing about doing the realistic, and I don't have a problem with it, is inevitably you're going to get compared to Nolan.
Oh, sure.
Nolan did very realistic.
How can you add some kind of magic, supernatural something, but keep the same tone? You know who they should have? Condiment King. I think he's underused. Let me get some ketchup and some mayo.
The Toy Man.
Yeah.
What about that one that's Spot, where he goes through the
That's Spider-Man. That's Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, that's right.
No, you have that guy who's a ventriloquist dummy, puppet master. I don't know. There's a lot of weird.
You got King Tut in there.
You could do King Tut. Maybe Steve Martin can play him. That'd be hilarious.
Well, filming is in April.
Yeah, so he takes his time, so we have a little bit of wait. I don't think we're gonna get a movie till like 2026, Batman 2. But this fucking Penguin show was great. Okay, let's do some news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
I got a couple comments about the Captain America trailer. Daryl K asked a good question, and the responses are kind of interesting. He says, am I alone in being concerned that Captain America 4 is going to be not great? And then David Zika said, is there anyone who expects anything great? Very good would be shocking. Joe Henry says, with all of the reshoots, it's not looking good. Word is all the test audiences' scores have been terrible. I'm not excited. Scott Swangorum says, looks pretty fire to me. And Blake Braden said, you are definitely not the only one. And then we have Stefan Mag, who says, I'm really done with Marvel since Endgame, except No Way Home and Guardians 3. And then goes, greetings from Germany, guys. Hi, Germany. I like these checking in from Germany. So, I mean, I get the trepidation, but that trailer looked really good. But it is a trailer.
It's a trailer. It doesn't really mean the movie's going to be
What is
good.
the odds? What percentages that they have not sorted out these things and the movie falls flat?
I think that it's probably 70-30.
70 good, 30 bad?
The other way around. The other way around, yeah.
Shit.
It's probably, if you're, if the test scores are bad, if this testing really bad.
That's the part that troubles me, yes.
That means it's a hot mess. It might have good scenes in there.
Yeah.
But it might be a hot mess. But this trailer was good. The only thing I didn't like about the trailer was the way that the helmet comes off.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fucking sick of that
it just
shit.
disappears.
I hate that.
CGI trailer.
Yeah, the whole nanotech helmets it's got to go away.
Remember when they were...
Think of something else. Think of other ways to... Like, I was like, pop it off your head and, like, put it onto your chest plate. Like, it collapses into what... I don't know, something. Just don't, like, do the fucking nano shit. That's played out.
I agree.
I don't like it.
Don't lie.
Somebody touching my spaghetti.
Somebody touching my spaghetti.
Don't touch his chair.
You don't like the way the dick tastes.
You did on the spaghetti. You were breaking my chair.
Wait, and then I got one last comment based on our episode last week, I think. Lisa Morrison says, I was very disappointed to hear Anthony making up blatant lies about my future second husband, Charlie Cox. His hair is full and glorious, and to say anything else is pure blasphemy. He is now my least favorite host of Jock and Nerd. Jock and Nerd.
Oh.
That happens.
Easily replaced.
Yeah, that's it.
His hair's bad. Sorry, Lisa.
It's better than mine.
Well, you know, he could get bitten by a wolf and become Wolf Cox.
He could be. He could. Charlie Cox. Charlie, what?
I know Imran is afraid to comment on his hair because Imran also.
I mean,
is
it's
dealing
better
with
than my
some
hair,
problem.
so I can't say anything.
Exactly.
What I want to know is if Charlie Cox was to be cast in the next Wolf Cop movie, would Lisa Morrison watch it? I think she'd be very conflicted, and it might be painful. But I'm going to try to get Charlie Cox as the next Wolf Cop.
All right, let's campaign for this.
Okay. What are we watching? Ruggs, you put up a Patreon review. I forgot to mention that. There is a new review.
That's right.
What did you watch?
I watched Shadow Strays from the makers of The Night Comes for Us, which is this. I heard that the movie was good.
Jose Ibarra mentioned this movie.
It's a good action movie, and Jose unfortunately was wrong because although it did have some legit fight sequences in it, the movie in and of itself was horrid. Like it was bad. Like the movie, like it never knows what it wants to be. It's all over the place, and I don't even know what at the end. I don't even know what's going on. You got like supposedly the best assassins in the world. And then they're literally standing like 3 feet away from each other, and they can't hit each other with bullets. Like it's just like, what are you doing?
Stormtrooper aiming.
So the story is, it follows this woman named 13, who is an assassin, like an elite assassin, and she fucks up on her mission, and she's basically told to lay low. And so she goes in this apartment somewhere, and she's laying low. She's waiting to be called into action, but she befriends this boy who she's kind of watching from afar, and they kill the kid's mom because her mom's like she's impregnated by some gang leader or that's in politics. So it's kind of like a dirty dude and just trying to cover it up. And so she like now gets involved with that, and then she ends up they capture him, and she ends up going to the club like kind of like the raid, going into the club and like taking everyone down. And you think, okay, the movie's over. But then it's like, I looked at how much time was left on the movie. It's still got another hour and a half.
This movie is 2 hours, 24 minutes.
I'm like, this movie's entirely too long. What are they doing? They're trying to make it this opera, and it's really not worth it. And like the side stories are stupid. The ending is stupid. It just fizzles out. I felt like I was being punished when I was watching this movie because, like, if it was 90 minutes, I probably would have liked it a lot. But it just overstayed its welcome.
Yeah,
and it didn't really have any like the end of the movie. Like, if you're gonna make a movie like this long, it has to build to like a crescendo, right? It doesn't. What it does is like it just peters out, and like the end scene is like in a airplane. Like cargo bay, and that's it. It's in this tight quarters. There's nothing like crazy happening, and it's the plane's not even flying. It's parked on the ground.
Okay,
so it's not even that. Like if it was crashing to the, like we've seen a lot of these things in the plane, the plane cargo bay, where the plane's going off and there's
mid-air
fighting
fights. Yeah,
the
doors open.
That could have been, but it was just on the ground. In like a hangar somewhere.
Okay.
And it was just it petered out, and I thought even the solution to the story was dumb. And it was bad.
Other than that, you liked it.
The fights, there were some good fight sequences. There were some good fights, but The Night Come for Us has that gore fight choreography.
Yeah.
It's like really good fight choreography with gore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not enough for 2.5 hours.
Is it worth it just for the fight scenes or no?
If you really want to watch fight scenes, they're pretty good.
All right, you can just fast forward through the other shit, I guess.
Yeah.
Just watch the fight scenes.
Yeah, I would say in the grand scheme of fight scenes, they're like better than average, but not like amazing.
Okay. All right.
So.
Anthony, you watch any more YouTube channels? What have you been doing?
What have I been doing? No.
All right.
No, I don't think I have. I will say though, when I'm skipping ahead, but this week I will not be at the Discord because there is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pop-up bar that I will be attending with.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God! What happens? They just deck it out like with turtle stuff and turtles drinks.
I will. I'll find out. Yeah, you know about pop-up bars?
Yeah. That's a weird theme, but it sounds like a lot of fun. I kind of want to go. Yeah, let us know how that is. TMNT pop-up bar.
I want to know the names of the drinks.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. They better have one for each turtle, like one for each character.
I hope so. I'm looking it up right now. Just Cowabunga.
Oh my God.
It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pop-up bar through November 30th.
Oh my God, that's fun.
Yeah, let me see. Look at the drink menu. And the drink menu is not as fun as you would think.
Well,
they don't have Gamera blood. No.
No, Gamera blood or Mothra, whatever the hell it was.
They better have good pizza.
They better have good pizza. Yeah, I know. So there's that.
Okay, that's fun. So other things coming out this week. Penguin ended HBO's Sunday show. Replacing that next Sunday, Dune Prophecy starts Sunday, October 17th. Ruggs, you interested in this at all? This prequel, the Bene Gesserits?
I was cool with it. Now I'm kind of like not that cool with it.
It's getting mixed early reactions. I'm saying.
I feel like it's a show full of old ladies, and unless they're Golden Girls, I'm not going to watch.
I mean, it's another show of like space witches, right? And I
just watched a show full of old ladies.
Acolyte. We did Agatha, and now Dune is essentially Bene Gesserit space witches Jedis.
Yeah, if it was full of young ladies, then maybe I'd be interested.
I'll check out the first episode and see. The Dune things suck me into Dune. But more importantly, 2 weekends from now, I was early. I thought it was this weekend, November 22nd. Gladiator 2 comes out. Currently on Rotten Tomatoes, it's holding 76% with 86 reviews. So I think we will review that. But for next week, fellas, what do you think? That's what I propose. Gladiator 1. Makes sense.
That makes sense.
It's been like how many years between these movies? Almost 30 fucking years.
Are you not entertained?
Ridley Scott is not giving up, and he's so much older.
I just watched it a few weeks ago. Should I have to watch it again?
Yeah, watch it again.
No, I don't want
to watch it again.
I think you don't have to.
Go off memory. Go off the memes.
But I think I need to revisit Gladiator 1 before we watch Gladiator 2. So.
It's a great movie. Yeah. I just watched it a couple weeks ago. You want to know what else I watched that I didn't mention, but I'm almost ashamed to say I watched it. I watched the Martha Stewart documentary.
I heard that was pretty good, actually.
I did watch it.
How was it?
I don't know why. I just found it fascinating.
Was it interesting?
Yeah, because she's kind of like an ice queen. She's like a cold bitch, but like,
I mean, she went to jail. She hangs out with Snoop. It's a fascinating story. She was like a model, right? Early on.
Yeah, she was a model, and she ended up working in Wall Street, and then got into this. She got married. Of course, like she meets a fucking rich guy, and she's like, "All right, I'm a wife now," and she like fucked around on her husband on the honeymoon.
Wow, Martha, Jesus!
Oh, yeah, she got around.
Yo, she's badass. You don't fuck with Martha Stewart. But I've heard good things about that. But I will not be watching. I'll just, I don't know. I'll read about it.
I just said I don't want to watch old women, and I watched that.
What are you gonna watch? The Crown next? What's going on?
Oh no.
All right.
Shall I?
All right, that's it for this week, everybody. Ruggs, where can the people find you online?
Rug Boy Show on. What is it called now? X?
Is it still called X? Yeah,
it's Trumpland. That's what it's called. It's Elon Trump.
Yeah,
Voltron. Whatever you want to call it.
Find him with
the amalgam.
All the AI robots over there.
I'm just watching. I'm watching my feed. I feel bad for all of us, but
we'll get through.
I am still not as hysterical as some of the people on. As pissed as I am, I'm never going to be as hysterical as some of these people. I just can't believe.
Everyone calm down. We will get through this. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, whatever. Awesome. So you can catch me on it. You want to share your story?
Yeah.
Of how you're not going to make it through the next day.
Let Ruggs know.
Get me up there. Yeah, I'll laugh.
At Really Rug Boy. Find Anthony at the Turtles pop-up bar.
Did you see the whole thing? Speaking of,
I like turtles.
Yeah.
Speaking of Twitter, did you see like that Justine Bateman is now like the new hero of the alt-right?
What? Oh, right. Yo, she's smart. She's like vocal about AI in Hollywood and the industry. She's been going after it during the strike. I've heard some interviews with her. I was like, Justine Bateman.
So I guess she just thought people like freaking out on making these videos, freaking out was like funny. So she just started critiquing them.
Oh, no. Oh, I got to watch that.
So I whatever. I still think it's, whatever.
She's smart. Like she went to like a hoity-toity school and like as a science degree or something. I forget. She's,
So I'll check that out if you're on X.
Right. Find Anthony at the Turtles Bar. Check out their website, jockandnerd.com, or the episode description for links on how to support and follow. Thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the Nerd.
Pew pew. Next time.
Thing I offered you a chance to be a cop, and you blew it! Somebody touch my spaghetti!
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Jock and Nerd.